Now you're live. You can go ahead.
All right. So basically, you have the Rebel side and Imperial side for now. Again, he's the developer of it, so I don't know exactly where this is going to go. He won't tell anybody. So the way you start out is you fill 800 points of miniatures. The points are based off of the card itself. 200 points there, like for Vader. Troopers 44 points. The speeder bikes 90 points. And you have some upgrades, like on the ATRT over there, there's a small mini card. That mini card also has a point value. The mini cards correspond with these symbols, so they have a symbol, and you can upgrade this character, like Vader, with 3 Force cards that are upgrades, like one's a lightsaber throw, one's a Force push. These are called Force upgrades on him. And all those points add up to be no more than 800 points. So that's the typical max. You play on a 3x6 board, or a 3x6 field. Terrain takes up about 25% of the board itself, the battlefield. At the start of the game, there's 12 cards. There's 4 objective cards, there's 4 condition cards, and there's 4 setup cards. You and your opponent go back and forth and eliminate the ones that you don't want. You take turns doing that, and eventually you end up with 1 condition, 1 setup, and 1 objective card. That's how you play the game. That's what you're trying to do for the game. Okay. So then you set up your armies. You set up each unit. This is a unit. This is a unit. He's a single unit. This is a unit. Same over there. Then what you do is you go to your command cards. You put together a deck of 7 cards. These 7 cards have little pips up here. The pips will determine who takes priority when you reveal the pip or reveal the card when your opponent reveals his card. There's also additional cards. You guys will get these when we're done, that are Vader specific or Luke specific, that do certain things. They also tell you how many units you're going to be able to control that particular turn. In this case, you would be able to give orders to Vader and 2 other units, as long as they're within range 1 to 3 of him. Range 1 to 3 is actually going to be, it's pretty long. It's actually,
oh, that's nifty.
That's 3. So, I mean, it's, quite a bit. So you can give orders to him and 2 other units. So the way the orders work, if I reveal this card here, put it face down, my opponent picks one, he reveals it, we compare the pips, I have lower pips, then I'm going to get priority that turn. I can give orders to 2 units. So I take these command tokens. These command tokens have symbols on them. The symbols correspond to the symbols on the cards. Again, you got the triangle there. Okay, that's troopers. This is the unit commander. Battlefield commander. It's Vader. And then you've got vehicles, which is that symbol there, which is that one. And then you also have another one for the ATST over there, and the airspeeder has a different symbol as well. So what I would want to do, I can give 2 units 2 orders. So I'm going to give Vader an order, and I'm going to give this unit an order. These 2 go randomly back here. Then my opponent would do the same thing. When my opponent, then these cards get discarded at the end. You still have your rest of your deck. The only one that doesn't get discarded is standing orders. We've got a couple of them mixed up. Yes, standing orders. That one just says it goes back in your hand. So you can keep playing it. It's got a higher pip cost, but it's just to be able to keep playing that if you wanted to, and save those to another turn. Vader and Luke, they have certain things that, like when Vader activates, something happens, or when another unit within range 1 to 2 of him activates, something happens. So that's why they're a little bit more controlling of the game. So the way, let's say then my opponent puts his token down, and then I'm going to, I decide I'm going to activate this unit. I'm scratching it, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pick one randomly from here. So what these do is they tell you, they help you really determine when you're going to activate these guys. So you're kind of controlling these guys. This is kind of random. I know that one of them is going to be this unit, and one of them is going to be the airspeeders. We're going to hope this is the unit. It's not, it's the airspeeders. But that's okay. So the airspeeders, I have to activate these guys. On their activation, they can move, shoot, or attack, take an aim token, take a dodge token, they can Move is the only thing they can do twice. Everything else is just a once per turn unless there's a card effect that says something different.
Okay.
So these guys, when they activate, they have what's called a compulsory move. Just because they're a repulsor vehicle, it's like as soon as they activate, they have to move. They have to move. They have to move the full length of their template, which in this case is 3, based off the red lines there. So these guys have to move 3, and the way they move is you just simply have to move 1. That compulsory move, they have to go the full distance. Here. And then this other guy, just like the units, they go in cohesion with him. They just have to be facing the same way. The way cohesion works.
It's always front to back for the models?
In these.
Okay.
Because they've got the notches. The vehicles have the notches. These guys they're 3 to 60, anywhere, anywhere you want to move. These guys have to, in the front and the back, to move. But again, it's, you can move them anywhere you want to go like that. The other thing is when you move, if he's not in my front arc, my firing arc, another move, it's considered a move, I can pivot up to 90 degrees, but I don't have to in this case because I'm going to shoot at this guy. He's in my front arc. The arc being the triangle there in the front, obviously. So I'm going to shoot, so that was my compulsory move.
Yep.
The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an aim token. I'm just showing you guys this for combat reasons. So I'm going to take an aim token and I'm going to attack that guy. He's already got 1 wound from the previous round, so we'll just leave that on there. So then I look at my speeder bikes, and they have 2 different weapons, I'm sorry. So they have the holdout blasters, which is range 1 to 2, and that's using 2 black dice. I'll get those in a second. That's technically the blaster pistols from the riders. Yep. Then they have the blaster cannon, which is the weapon on the machine itself, and they actually roll 1 red, 1 black, and 1 white per unit. So I'm going to shoot, because it's a little farther, range 3. I've got him in range. He's in my front arc. So I'm going to shoot with that. I'm going to have 1 black, 1 red, and 1 white per model. So I'm actually going to be able to use...
Oh, so you get it for 2?
Yep.
Because it's a unit.
Because it's a unit. If I'm shooting with the troopers, they get 1 white for their blaster for each trooper, so I'm rolling 5 white.
Oh, nice.
In true Stormtrooper fashion, white dice suck. So.
Meaning they can't hit the broadside of the barn.
Anything. Yeah, you're lucky if you get 1 hit.
Now, what's the aim token do?
I'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
So I'm rolling, again, 3 for each one, the 6. So I get that. So I have a hit, and a crit, and I have 3 blanks. I'm going to use my aim token, and I'm going to re-roll up to 2 dice. I can re-roll these if I want to.
No, but you don't want to.
Well, I may because he has armor. Oh. That vehicle I know has armor, and armor cancels up to 3. Actually, it cancels all hits. So I know I have to have crits in order to get those through.
Okay.
In that situation, if I'm shooting at these guys, yeah, I'm just re-rolling these blanks. But for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to re-roll I'm going to spend my aim token and re-roll 2. Okay. I got lucky. Red dice are the best, black are mediocre, and white horrible. Yeah. So I use that token, and I have 3 hits, 2 crits. So now for you on defense, let me see his card, please.
ATRT.
So his defense is going to be this dice here that protrudes out. It's the same on all of them. Stormtroopers, because they have armor uniforms, they're going to have a little better armor than they do shooting, and he unfortunately is not. But so you roll that particular white dice. So you roll the. I'm sorry, let me have that back. So you roll the number of white or the number of defense dice equal to the number of hits that are on the table. There's no cover between us. If there was heavy cover, 2 of these would automatically go away. If you had a dodge token, 1 of those would go away with a dodge token. If you had light cover, 1 of those would go away. So it's 1 for light, 2 for heavy. Dodge token gives you 1 additional. But in this case, we're out in the middle of nowhere, so you're going to have to roll. So roll these. So you're looking at 5 total hits right now. So roll 3. Okay, so you blanked out.
So you basically rolled like we always do.
So roll 2 more. Just two. There you go. So you got 1. So that takes out 1. So now that machine is actually going to take, and then his card. Let me see the card again. Actually, I should have. You guys let me back up a minute. I forget the armor. So when defending, cancel all hit results. So basically, from his armor, you're going to immediately cancel those. So now you're only looking at those. So instead of rolling the 3 or the 4 that I had you roll, just roll 2. Does that make sense?
Slightly better.
Okay.
Good, you just short terrain too, apparently.
So you get 1
all the time.
You blocked 1, so 1 gets through. So he has a damage token, another damage on him. The damage goes to 6, and he's destroyed. If he gets above 4, he ends up losing something, like it's a disabled weapon, disabled movement, or something. You have to roll a dice to determine which that is.
Hopefully he loses his own.
Yeah. So basically, with his armor, he takes away those hits. So you're really only rolling the 2 to negate the 2 that are left on the table.
Okay.
So that's the way defense dice works.
Okay.
So then, these guys are finished. So I turn that token down to say that they're finished. I still have this one in the pool. I still have these 2 on the table. Now it's your turn. So you decide that you're going to activate this guy here.
Yep.
You're going to shoot at these troopers.
Okay.
Okay. So
He has a special ability.
Yeah, you're going to use the upgrade card there. So with the upgrade card, it's range 2 to 4, and you're going to be rolling 2 black and 1 red attack
I like
dice.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. 2 black and 1 red, so there's that. You only get the 3 because it's only 1 unit, or one vehicle. Don't let him roll your dice.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
That's why I beat him all the time.
Yeah.
So hold on. This is why I lose all games.
Playing Ethereum. I was playing.
So let's back up a second. Let's pretend that you had a aim token. So you're going to re-roll those 2 for aim.
We're cheating, so I don't suck as bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're dead. You're going to have somehow hurt yourself.
Oh, look at that.
Even better.
Right. So look on the ATRT card.
This is a
Is
BeerThralls.
there a surge value? Yes. So that symbol is a surge. You roll a surge, it automatically becomes a crit.
Look, it did better when we cheated.
Yeah.
We always do better when we cheat. That's not true. You're talking to me
Surge
here.
also can help on defense, depending on if you have a surge value on the card or not. Like here, the surge on this one is a hit. Surge on defense is a block. On the speeder bikes. So right now I'm looking at 2 hits and a crit. You're shooting at these guys. More than half are behind hard cover. So because they're half behind hard cover, that automatically negates these 2.
Okay.
Okay. But now I have to roll for defense for the one that's still left. The defense for them is a red die. Roll a red die. It's a surge. For them on surge, it's nothing.
Okay.
Because it's only on offense for them. So it's nothing. So you do 1 point of damage. Each one of these models is worth 1 point in this particular unit. And so it's off the table. You hit one of them.
Oh, okay.
When you destroy the whole unit's gone. These guys are 6 points. So when you get 3 on them, 1 goes away, and you get the other 3, the other goes away.
Okay.
And so he's at 8. There's other mechanics like when you're shooting at ranged at infantry or trooper units, they get suppressed. That helps them if they get shot at again because it's as if they're taking cover somewhere. If they get too many suppression tokens, they panic and they flee the battlefield, or they move towards the end of the battlefield. And if they get to the end, they flee. If they're within range of the unit leader, the unit commander, they can take his courage value. With Vader's, it's infinite, so the Stormtroopers aren't going to panic. With those guys with Luke, it's 3. If you get 6 suppression on them, then they can't panic and they can leave. So that's why there's a lot of control of how you keep them. And like that one card gives an enemy unit for within range 1 to 2, he can give them 3 suppression tokens, which is huge. Because I was playing 2 days ago, and a guy I had a suppression. One of them goes away at the end of the turn. The other one, I had like 2 already. He moved Vader in, gave me 3 more, so I had 5. Luke was way over here, he was out of range, so I had to strategically activate Luke, bring him into range of them, so that when they activated, they didn't panic. They could use his value. So it was just trying to, I was like, yeah. And then, of course, that put Luke out here in the middle of nothing.
Yeah.
So once again, Vader's a badass.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the game I've found, I've played both sides, I think it's pretty balanced. So
Still, in the end, Luke won.
With the upgrades that you can do and points and stuff like that. So
Vader turned into a terrorist.
6 rounds, and again, you have points based on whatever the objectives are. You can earn points that way. You go 6 rounds on it. All right, what other questions you guys have? I talked a lot.
I didn't have any. I knew nothing about it until right now.
Okay.
So
the objectives.
we play with your models later.
An area.
Yeah, it could be like you put an objective. One of them, I know you put an objective token in the middle.
I was feeling I just lost more money.
Try to move in, and you're within.
Don't worry, I've lost my money.
Like if it's at the end of turn 2, each model you have within range 1 or 2 of that gets a point, and then you just keep points that way, and you get victory points that way. There's little victory point tokens that you give out per turn, something like that. So there's different objectives. There's all kinds of scenarios. There's one scenario where you set up in one corner and the other corner, so you're 6 feet away. And the important thing there is that it's outside of range 3 of him. You can't give them an order. You have to wait till you randomly draw it. So you might want to bring 2 unit commanders, like in Princess Leia and Luke in this one. So you want to field 2 commanders. If you don't, then you better make sure that that's one that you take away when you're negotiating back and forth on the cards, and you take that one out because you don't have 2 commanders. So it's going to hurt you.
Cool. How do vehicles work?
Well, these are they're going to work the same as these guys. Yeah, so they're going to have the notch. They're going to have a certain movement speed. They may be compulsory vehicles where they have to move. They may be ground vehicles where they don't have to move. They're just different parts.
Are there any things like if he didn't want to move, he gets an aiming bonus?
No, it's not. I know what you're talking about, like a normal thing. Yeah, no, it's the aim is the aim token. But again, he didn't move that model. He used one action as aim, and the other action is shoot. So if he moved, he only would have to get an aim, shoot, or dodge. It kind of limits himself. Yeah. So it's good not to move in certain situations. There is a mechanic in the game called standby that, for instance, if I take an action with these guys, I take an aim, and I take a standby over there. Basically what that means is I'm reserving my attack action as long as I didn't attack, and if you have a trooper unit that moves into range 1 or 2 of me, then I can shoot you. Just like I'm readying and I'm aiming to get ready to fire, waiting on you to move in. If you move in, then I can shoot before you can do anything after you move. Or if you do any action, really, I can do it, as long as you're within range 1 or 2.
So I can move twice within range.
So in this case, I would just probably here I would aim, stand by, and then get me, So I'm going to shoot at you that way. What else?
How many extra models are on?
So in a core set, you get 2 trooper units per faction. You get the ATRT. You get 2 speeder bikes. You get 8 pieces of terrain. You get the dice. You get the range rollers. You get the movement templates. You get some additional minis, like one's a rocket launcher, one's these different types of weaponry. And they are part of this unit because you can have like 6 or 7 or 8 minis in this unit, but they're one unit, but they can still fire different targets and things like that. They activate together, but they can still fire separately. All that comes in just like 33 pieces in the core set, 33 models in the core set, plus the barricades and stuff like that. In addition to that, they've got additional Stormtrooper units, Rebel Trooper units, additional ATRTs, additional speeder bikes, and then they additional, I guess you could say, that's not already in the core set. You can buy more trooper units, obviously. And then they're also, the next wave is going to be Princess Leia, General Beers, and those are going to be your unit commanders, so that way you can have 2 commanders in the field.
And it's on sale here right now, right?
It is in the store right there, and I think some of the other retailers have it, but I know it's over there. It releases today.
I lost
Good
more
for you
money.
losing your money.
I will tell you that if you guys are going to play, and there's 3 of you here, it's kind of odd, but let's say you guys wanted to play, you can each buy a core set. You can be Rebel, you can be Imperial, and you just switch the armies with each other.
That's better.
And you actually have just shy of 800 points in Rebel, and I think the Imperial army is about 800 points. So you basically you can just take it out, switch the armies, put it on the table.
I lost some
So
money.
you guys can do that. I can't, because my wife likes Rebels, and I like the good faction.
Yeah, so
Well,
she buys the box.
Yeah, so you each buy a box,
You see?
and then you have all the Vaders.
I'm not gonna play that mod.
The thing you would have to have, you don't have to, but you would probably want is like an additional pack of dice, because you can see like if you're rolling 6 with his lightsaber, you only get 3 of those in the core set. If you split the core set, you still only got 3. Everything else comes with it, the cardboard, the tokens. They're real simple. I mean, you guys have put together many, I'm assuming. So these guys are probably, I've done that before. I did 33 of them in less than 2 hours. Very simple.
I'll be doing mine tonight.
The arms,
that pops in
and
there.
the gun is all 1 unit, and the body is 1 unit.
Oh, it's not okay, I can handle this.
Yeah, so all you have to do is put glue in the shoulders, pry those apart, snap them on there, and then of course glue it to the base. Yeah. The vehicles are a little tougher because they've got like the guns different. You got 3 different options for a gun. Some of these shots back here are a little different. The legs is 1 unit, the body's 1 unit, the shield's 1 piece, the antenna's 1 piece. Speeder bikes are a little bit different too.
It's simpler than Malifaux.
It's not
all it
Malifaux.
counts.
No, I've done War Machine. That's kind of my point of reference. This is nothing. Now, painting wise, I'm hiring somebody to paint.
I hire him.
I might know somebody.
I've already given him some money. There's a friend of mine.
All right. Well, thanks for doing the demo with us.
Thank you.
No problem, guys. You guys get some upgrades here.